Yo, people, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Coach's Tactics stream where we look to the tactical side of the game. And today, there will be only one club we will be looking at, that is Aston Villa. They are playing really good football at times, but also really bad. And can they qualify for Europa League through the Premier League? And not, of course, by winning the Conference League. We'll get to that. Um, and the Villa fan will be joining in a few minutes. It's just having a bit of just having dinner quickly. Then he will join us for to go deep in it. But joining me for this bit is Mr. Reliable Money. How are you?
All good, and sorry for the mist. I mean, for some reason, I'd switched on the air conditioning for a bit and the fan was running, so sometimes it gets that way. But speaking of which, can you hear the noise of the fan in the background?
No, can't yet.
Perfect. But it looks as though I'm going to have to stop my camera and talk because I don't want people to see a foggy screen. But Aston Villa obviously another team this season for whom I have a pretty soft spot because obviously the Arsenal connection is there with Unai Emery and Emi Martinez, not to mention Callum Chambers, who, of course, is more of a sub these days and does a job, but isn't really considered first choice material. And there has been some talk about Arsenal trying to get Ollie Watkins in the January window. If Aston Villa have any sense, they wouldn't entertain that thought because, frankly, I think Arteta's going to destroy Watkins the way he did the likes of Aubameyang and others. So, any Villa fans, if you are watching, even if Arsenal offers you a blank check, reject it. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, it probably isn't because I don't think there's really anyone else in the market for Villa, but well, we're not the scouts, so maybe they have someone in mind. But of course, they have switched almost from a threat the back they did play last season and beginning of this season to a 4-4-2, a formation that Unai Emery really likes to play, and
Oh, yes.
and it is also I think at times they can use it as a back three. I just need to potentially hear with Bailey, of course, Villa fan, because I think because they're using Pau Torres, Diego Carlos, and Ezra Konsa, and they're using Matty Cash as a right midfielder. Um, so they switch almost to a three at the back at times, I reckon, but we'll get more into it. But I think almost a three at the back at times, and then John McGinn goes into the wing spot or the number 10 spot. But um, so it's an interesting one. It's definitely interesting one to see. But yeah. Of course, Bobby says hashtag Hanout. Hashtag Bobby out kids in. It should be the two Spurs boys, not the three. Oh, yeah. Two Spurs boys, three Spurs. Two. Two is better than three. So yeah, be happy yourself, of Chelsea fan. Yeah, I'm good. Manny, you good?
Yep. Chelsea fan, as always, a huge supporter of the channel. And as long as you're good, we're good. Thank you for asking, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just what I picked up. I think almost that's why, and I think one reason why Emery is playing Conta as a right back, in sense, is because of Messi Cash being so good going forward, and it gives them that extra um, option in attack. I just if when Bailey joins, just want to ask him potentially where John McGinn's play when if they switch a back three formation mid game, like does he go into midfield? Where in midfield does he go? Does he form part of the attack or where? But again, like I've said in the past, like like most of the managers that like to use back three or back three slash back four, the fullbacks and the wingbacks always bomb up forward, which is um, a key part in that Aston Villa um, strategy. But one thing it does leave for them, it does leave them with space over the top. Because I think on paper it's a four, but I think in reality it's a three. And I personally, I think with three, it's almost there's too many gaps at times because they can go through the wide, they go and go in between the three defenders. Just sometimes too much gaps, especially with fullbacks of Aston Villa bombing up, and we have seen against Liverpool, against Chelsea, and even at times against Wolves. Balls over the top for Villa are a really big problem. If the ball gets behind the defense, it's night for Aston Villa, and usually the team scores unless Emi Martinez comes up with a wonder save, and 7 out of 10 times he does. That's why they don't concede so many goals.
8 out
Um,
of 10, I would say, not 7, 8.
I was thinking eight, but then I was like, nah, that's a bit too high. But what have you made of Aston Villa and now Emery has set up his team?
Yeah, well, I think you pretty much nailed it. And one of the reasons why I do enjoy Unai Emery is because in this age of managers being seduced by the prospect of playing the inverted system, which I, you know, rather dismissively called the perverted system, Emery staying true to his guns and opting for the traditional 4-4-2, but also trying to tweak it in such a way that it's not so rigid and a lot more fluid. It's about staying true to what is best for his squad of players, but it's also about being willing to break molds, as it were, in a way. And what you've said about how they often play a back three, their formation is more of a 3-4-2-1, which is what I've seen. So invariably, it will either be Ollie Watkins or Leon Bailey up front, and it will be McGinn and Diaby as the two attacking midfielders, nestling in front of the midfield four. The midfield four, of course, will consist of both Luca Digne and Mazzy Cash opting as wing backs, sort of like Daley Blind and Denzel Dumfries did for Holland in the World Cup. And then, of course, you got the three centre-backs, as you've mentioned, Diego Carlos, Pau Torres, and Ezri Konsa. Of late, of course, they have opted for more of a back four because I do believe, if memory serves me right, Carlos is it might be Carlos or Konsa. I don't know, either one of them is injured. So that's also another reminder that their squad depth is what could impede them from achieving great things this season. And another thing you've mentioned is the high line. They do play a bit of a high line, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. When you have a formation which is normally so technically solid, you can't afford to play that sort of a high line at times. And that is where it is very important that the midfield is rather strong enough. Now, last season, we saw the four-man midfield of Aston Villa adopt more of a diamond-like formation. And we've got Lewis in the building right away. Let me just add him in. Lewis, good evening to you. How are you, mate?
I'm good.
Yeah. Right. So as I've So as I've said, we normally see the Villa's midfield operate in more of a diamond formation where they stick to each other and sort of have a network of passing, taking it up to the front two at times. But with the 3-4-2-1 formation and two wing backs in that midfield, sometimes it doesn't work. So invariably, that leads to a higher line being played in a way. And you are right when you say that in that sort of formation, gaps being left will always be a bit of a problem. But when you take a look at the first 11 of Aston Villa, and this is where they have a similar problem with Arsenal, it's their lack of depth that will cost them. They played against Everton in the League Cup, opting for a much changed team with a much changed formation, which saw John McGinn, of all people, starting at left back. Now, why they didn't see it fit to sign Kieran Tierney when they knew that Alex Moreno wasn't fit, I have no idea. Maybe because they were scared by Tierney's own poor injury record. And we all know that when Tierney's on form and fit, he's an absolute joy to watch. And he has been doing well for Sociedad. Sadly, of course, he's had another injury, but he obviously would lend a great deal more overlapping and also provide a great deal of defensive solidity. And that's something that Luca Digne has somewhat lacked this season. So Alex Moreno can't come back into the team soon enough. One improved player for Villa has been the number 44, Boubacar Kamara. I think last season, his ball control wasn't really the best. But this season, he's become a lot better. But Villa need to improve their bench strength and their depth if they're to have any real hopes of maintaining some good performances later on the season. And especially if they want to go on and qualify for the Europa League or even win the Conference League. And I would love to see either of those things happen. Because there's no doubt in my mind that tactically, Emery is a smart manager. And what you've got up there is the formation for their last game against Wolves, if I'm not wrong. I think they started in a 4-4-2, but it was effectively Concert right back and Digne at left back with Cash and McGinn on the wings. So it also did in some way, it could in some way have sort of transitioned into a 3-4-2-1. But the analysis of that game, when you take a look at it, is that this same 3-4-3 formation was used by Gary O'Neill when Wolves beat Manchester City. And I think it's fair to say that ever since being sacked by Bournemouth, O'Neill has certainly looked to have a point to prove. And what he's done with this team so far, after a pretty poor start, he's made them solid. And they're a difficult team to beat down. And that 3-4-3 formation will be enough to really stifle even the most creative of teams. So Villa actually did well under those circumstances to create some chances, and they could actually have won it on a few occasions. So they at least were able to earn a point while Manchester City couldn't get any. I know that's not necessarily the best benchmark, but this goes to show that in addition to being able to play some beautiful flowing attacking football like they did when they thrashed Brighton and Hove Albion at Villa Park, they can also get stuck in. And their recent Europa League performance has shown that they are learning a little bit the value of playing patiently. Because sometimes in Europe, it's not so straightforward to play, especially when it comes to playing a lot of these nondescript teams who can be, I'd say, a little awkward at times. But they've learnt the value of patience. And obviously in Emi Martinez, they still have a quality keeper who's capable of pulling up off some big saves when the situation demands. And then, of course, that late winner from John McGinn. I know a lot of people are going to mock them for having to depend on breathlessly late winner at the death to win against a team whose name I can barely spell, let alone pronounce. But sometimes in Europe, with games like this that are so niggly, you've got to be able to play in spite of yourselves, as it were, and learn to dig deep. And they did well what Arsenal failed to do against the Lens team that were 15th in Ligue 1 at the time. So I think this season in many ways is a bit of a watershed/learning curve. And if Emery can get his players to continue to play more into the philosophy and really start to improve and evolve and really take it forward from there and build a complete team, I think they could achieve some wonderful things this season. Now, I'm not going to go so far to say that they will win the Conference League or even qualify for the Champions League, which is still possible despite their losses against Newcastle and Liverpool. But they do have the makings of a team that will consistently be up there fighting for the top honours. And any Arsenal fan will grudgingly tell you that Unai Emery is a quality coach. Those who say otherwise are quite frankly so in love with Mikel Arteta, it's scary. And I'm mincing my words here because I want to be as respectful as possible. But back to Emery and Villa. Chelsea fan also agreeing, saying that they could win something this year. Well, obviously not the League Cup, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get their act together and maybe go on an FA Cup run. The Conference League should be within their grasp. And they will obviously need to improve their squad depth and make sure that the players truly buy into what Emery is doing. And his communication has certainly improved. He does have them playing a good brand of football, and they also know how to play within themselves, and also in spite of themselves when things aren't going their way. So I have a good feeling about Aston Villa. I really do. And now we've got the Aston Villa fan here, Bailey Francis. Good evening to you, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Yeah, I've said my piece, so Lewis and Bailey are welcome to have their say.
Yeah, both Lewis and Bailey, two Villa fans. Of course, you almost on paper it's a 4-4-2, but I just want to hear from you guys. Is it really in game a three at the back, or is it a four at the back? Yeah. What's the is it more like John McGinn drops into that number 10 or to the wing, and then it's almost a three four three four 1 2 type thing,
3-4-2-1.
or what's the like formation you guys use in game? Lewis, you can go.
Well, I think my point of view is that I think I'd much rather see us stick with a four at the back. I think we do well on the line. I think Cash is just more natural there. Obviously, injuries start of the season haven't been great. I mean, yes, we've got Diaby, but we've got Bailey, but Bailey can be very inconsistent. But I don't mind seeing two up top with Diaby and Watkins. Yeah, they're both can finish. They're both quick. So it does work. Sorry, mate, I don't know your name. Who's just speaking? I disagree with what you were saying regarding Digne. I think Digne has been much better than what I've seen him prior this season. I think he's understanding the way we play much more, and I think he deserves to start the minute. I think, to be fair, with some of the performances he was putting at the start of the season, Moreno, it won't be an easy task for him to get back on the team. Obviously, I think overall Moreno is the better left back, left wing back, or whatever the hell you want to call him, because he's up and down the wing like what Digne is. But I think, in terms of where we can go this season, I think we can definitely get like the top six. I think that's definitely a grasp. And the Conference League is definitely in reach. It's just we need to shape up a bit, because I think I said it to you, Bailey, actually, a few weeks ago. I think it was just after we beat that Bosnian team or wherever they are.
They are Bosnian, you're right.
Yeah, we just need to take our chances, and we saw it against Warsaw. We took our chances, but we was leaking at the back, and obviously we can't afford to do it. Obviously, it was so crucial we got that late goal against that team. But yeah, it's like I said at the time, fair play to them. They defended fantastically. They probably deserved the point. But obviously, I'm not complaining the late goal. But I think the way we still works, it's just, can we keep it up, sort of thing. And with more and more players coming back, the depth still not there. I don't think. I still think we are lacking in depth. But I'm sure will address that sooner or later.
Yeah. Bailey, do you like the back three more than the back four, or what's your point of view on it?
I think we look better with 3 at the back, but I don't really rate 3 at the back. I rather 4 at the back. You've seen it against Wolves. We were 4 at the back, and we just couldn't take our chances. And it happens every game this season with Villa. If we finish our chances in every game, we will batter these teams, and we'll probably be in the top 4 by now. But yeah, I say 4 at the back. I think we're poor defensively. We've only got 1 clean sheet in the Premier League this season, and that was against a poor informed Chelsea side. Sorry, Hannah, to mention that. But
Oh, yeah. No.
but
Didn't we
yeah,
score against you?
what is
So
that?
we scored against you. Oh no, we lost against you. 1-0.
Yeah, you lost 1.
Yeah, that stupid goalkeeper of yours was decided to have the first game of the one of the first games of the season. He decided to have a masterclass. Yeah,
But
but yeah, continue.
yeah, I don't rate Leon Bailey either. Just don't think he's good enough for our squad. I think Watkins and DRB are strong going forward. I think Watkins was awful a couple of weeks ago, but now, last couple of games he's been scoring. Should have probably got us the winner against Wolves. But yeah, everyone's saying he should have scored that, but I don't know, man. But yeah, like Lewis said, I think going forward we look strong, but defensively we just look weak, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The thing is, as well, we talk about depth,
Okay.
and in attack, it's only going. It seems like our attack depth is only going to get weaker, because obviously it does seem like we could lose Zaniolo due to suspension, due to obviously everything that's going out in Italy. So depending on what happens there, we're losing a good player.
By the way, been some news on him today.
To be fair, I've heard more about Tonali and that other player than Zaniolo.
Yeah,
apparently
Nico Tonali he'll be in the squad for West Ham, apparently.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see Saturday or Friday what we say in this interview, but yeah. That was
But of course, Unai Emery likes to play with high line, and we've seen it at Villa. Do you guys think he should keep it, or is it just becoming too much? Because I've seen teams like Liverpool, like Chelsea, even Wolves at times exploit that high line. What's your thoughts on that? Bailey can go first if you want.
What did you say, sorry? I didn't actually hear you.
The high line of it. Do you like it? Do you want to keep it? Bin it? Because it has been causing problems for you guys.
Yeah. My opinion, probably, been it, to be fair. I don't know, man. I think it is causing us problems. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, the best performance I've seen Villa play, and Lewis will probably agree with me, the best performance I've seen Villa play in a couple of years now, it was a 6-1. Well, in the Premier League, actually, it was that 6-1 win against Brighton. I know we beat Liverpool 7-2, but out with Brighton close doors, let's be real. But yeah, I think against Brighton, yes, we was at home, but going against a strong Brighton side who was in good form, beating them 6-1 was just unreal. But yeah, I think Bennett, in my opinion, I think we're good going forward, but we need to be better at the back. And I don't know who you would play at back, Lewis, against West Ham. I probably would actually play Carlos at the back. I think he looked alright against Wolves. Carlos, probably Carlos Concer, maybe Dinne Cash, swap Pau Torres maybe. But yeah, not too sure. I'll play forward at back though against West Ham because West Ham are a strong team, and let's be real, if we play 3 at back, we are gonna just West Ham will score probably 3 or 4 goals. But yeah,
Fair. Lewis,
We go for it.
highline.
It's one of them because I think Unai likes it and it works. I mean, it works at home. It's just the way it doesn't seem to work. Home, whatever we play, it works. You know, I'm not bored about home games. Home games do what you want. You know, it seems to work at home. Obviously, we have the backing and everything. Obviously, we have backing away, but we just. It's been the theme for the last few seasons where, you know, it's been better at home than away. And I think that's going to continue for a long, long time, if you know. But I think, yeah, Unai obviously knows what he's doing. I mean, if he thinks it works, let it be. But if it gets constant where we keep getting caught out of time, which we have seen at times this season, drop in, change something. But to answer your question, Bailey, yeah, I'd definitely go 4 back. Cash, definitely a right back. I don't mind seeing Cash on the wing. It's worked a few times this season, but I think I would have him more as a right back with the overlapping sort of thing, which he obviously likes to do as well. But when he gets back, that's all I care about. 2 centre backs. I think Carlos is getting there, and I would probably go Concer. It's harsh to probably drop Powell because he is a quality centre back. I think it's just I don't know if he's still trying to adapt his game to the way we play. And then obviously, well, the obvious one obviously will go Digne left back because I don't know how far Moreno's actually off, but I doubt he's back fully yet. But if you don't think he works, I'm happy to settle with it. But like I say, if it gets a bit constant where we get caught out many, many times, then we need to think about changing it. But 4 on the back's definitely the way to go, especially if we are playing high line as well.
Fair.
So if I could just cut right into you, what you're saying, Lewis, and both you and Bailey have made a point that obviously if you're playing a high line, you can't afford to have 3 at the back, or else you need to have a situation where Cash and or Digne can come back very quickly. And it does seem to me that, you know, with the 4-4-2 and the 3-4-2-1, Emery does like to see a lot more fluidity between those formations. But again, you know, I couldn't agree with you more on the high line. I think it's an absolute risk at the worst of times, and it can be picked apart by teams who can easily find a pass that will cut through that midfield. But in order to play a back 4, you are going to need to make sure you have a strong midfield 4. And I remember saying earlier on, and you might have heard that the midfield 4, when it operates as more of a diamond, where the 4 of them are sort of stuck together doing some passing, that would be good. So I do like your idea of having Cash and Digne as your fullbacks, and maybe I think you said Concer and Diego Carlos would be your starting centre backs. I think it is could be a little bit harsh on Power because I think ever since seeing him, he has really, really, really taken to the Premier League like a duck to water, and I think dropping him maybe would be a little bit harsh. But you might have a point when you say that, you know, for the type of attack that West Ham might have, you might want to have some more stocky, stronger defenders who can, you know, probably handle that a lot more and be stronger in the tackle. But my question is, let's say you got your back 4. You've got your 2 attackers in Moussa Diaby and Ollie Watkins. What would your midfield 4 be?
go on, Lewis.
For me, I think if Zaniolo is available to play, which by what Bailey has heard, after I haven't heard much regarding him, he's been the most quiet one since everything came out the other week.
I don't think he met though. I think it was the Newcastle midfielder.
Well, it was Tonali, that Juventus guy, and Zaniolo, but then they've admitted to doing certain things, like Zaniolo's admitted to gambling, like poker and that. Tonali's today came out and said that he has done things for AC Milan, so he's going to get done. The Juventus guy's already been done, and Zaniolo I've heard nothing about any sort of betting related to football. But I think if Zaniolo is available to play, I think Zaniolo has to play on the left for me, I think. My two centre midfielders would be Kamara and Louise. Yes, you might be that's a bit defensive, but Louise can push forward and let Bubakar sit more. And I think on the right, I would probably go with McGinn. I think it works with McGinn there.
But who would be on the left again?
Zaniolo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, the only reason why I think we should swap Pau Torres money, I didn't want to put in Borough, so I just say it now. That it was his fault against Wolves and their goal. If you see it, I don't know if Lewis agree, but
I haven't really seen it. I'll have to watch it back.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it was his fault for a goal. Poor defending, and I think that's what most Villa fans are saying. So I think they'll probably agree with me and Lewis and agree with me and if Lewis agree. But I say play Carlos and Consa and give Pau Torres a rest. Because we've got loads of centre backs. I think we're gonna sell most of them in January. As anyway, I reckon get Chambers out. I'm sorry, I can't keep him at our club. I know he's only a bench player, but I don't rate him. And yeah, so. But
I agree with you. I agree with you on Chambers. You know, we got rid of him for a reason, and he wasn't really able to quite do the business for us compared to someone like Rob Holding. But then even he was awful during his final days with us. So, I mean, count your blessings you didn't get Rob Holding, mind you. But I'd agree with you on Chambers. I'm not too sure Longley has been very much of a success, and that sort of segues into a point I made that it's the squad depth that could be your biggest problem. You will definitely need to sell some players before you can buy some of them, because some of them, I don't know if they'll be able to cut the mustard. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, I agree. I just think I'll ask Lewis this. What players do you think we should be getting in January? Because, in my opinion, I don't want any defenders. It happens every season. I just want to go with a January with no defenders. And I hope we finally have a good January. Because we thought last year was going to be a good one, and it didn't. But, yeah, what players would you want?
See, for me, I think we do need another centre back. For me, I don't think Lenglet does cut. I think obviously because we've lost Mings this season, I think we need another cover. And I'm not.
I don't think Mings will be out for a season. I know people are saying
well, I think to be on the safe side, I think that's what I'd much rather see is to be on the safe side. Like, yes, we've got Lenglet or Longlet, whatever his name is, but you know, I know Spurs are a bit of a complete two different dynamics of a team, but from what I've seen of him so far this season, he hasn't really cut it for me. I think, I do expect him to get better, but at the same time, I think Lenglet would have come to the club. Yeah, probably not expecting to start every game, but probably starting quite a bit, and he just won't. That just won't happen. I think I'm not sure who I'd get in terms of the centre back position, but I do think I would like to see another centre back come in, just for another cover sort of thing. I do think we need a striker, like a backup striker. Don't get me wrong, I do like John Duran. I really do like Duran. But more like a bit of a more experienced sort of person there. Wingard, I think, will be okay if Zaniolo doesn't get banned. If Zaniolo does get banned, then maybe look at one, and then I think the midfield we're fine with.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I do think we need another striker. But I just look, after West Ham, we've got winnable games. If we get a point against West Ham, what are 100% take, then win the rest of the games after, we could be in that top 4. But yeah.
I mean, I've seen our next 3 games, and I said to my mate at college on Monday, I think it was, or Tuesday. It was either Monday or yesterday. Looking at our next 3 games, we should get at least 7. At least 7, I think.
Yeah. Villa are in the title race as well.
But this is what knows me with Villa. barring the Newcastle game and the Liverpool game, where we got absolutely played off the park, and everything like that. We look at the other games, we take our chances, we get wins from the draws and all that. We could be sat second right now, realistically.
Yeah.
But we just lack the finish.
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Oh, why Pepsi? Jeez.
What's wrong with Pepsi?
Pepsi's rubbish. But yeah, be up yourself, Tyler. Yeah, do get any questions for them in the chat.
We got
Tyler
Luton
says,
after national. We got Luton as well soon, don't we? No.
yeah,
We've got them after West Ham.
After it,
Well,
straight
wait.
after. It's on the
Yeah, we've
Sunday.
got
Isn't
West
it?
Ham then Luton.
I'm sorry, but I think we'll beat Luton. I still think they'll score. I think we'll make a sloppy goal for them.
Well, it's at home. It gives me a lot more confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was away, no offense, I don't think we do beat them. But I think because it's at home, we'll beat them a lot more comprehensively, because I feel like we just have much more confidence at home, and I've said that for a while now.
Yeah.
I think also another thing on which you boys can agree is that while last season Emery was probably a little bit more defensive, in my opinion, he might possibly have shed that tag a little bit. There were several games, mind you, where I think if he hadn't have been so defensive and looking to sit on a lead, which is never a good strategy in the Premiership at any time, that could have been the difference between earning 3 points instead of 1 and 1 point instead of none. So we could potentially perhaps have seen Villa in the Europa League, or maybe even in the Champions League. But I think I don't know if it's necessarily him not being so defensive, or just Villa being a lot more ruthless. But there is a part of me that does think that Emery has shown a lot more evolution as a manager, because he now knows that you can't afford to be too defensive against teams that can certainly come back and hit you when you least expect it. I mean, I know it might be a bit too early, but what do you guys think about that?
No, I definitely agree with you. I think last season, obviously, yeah, we signed quite a few players in the summer, but I think last season, obviously, our depth was just abysmal last season. We was just youth after youth after youth on the bench week in, week out. We just didn't have the depth whatsoever. Yes, we are still lacking some depth, but we've got a lot more depth this season compared to last season. So he has the ability to look a bit more thingy, whereas if you turn to your bench and you need fresh legs, last season, you look at the bench and go, where's the options to seal this game?
Okay. Let me just get to some of the other. Going to give you hard games, says Steven. Of course, Pepsi.
I'm not saying it's going to be completely easy, Steve, and I'm just saying I do think we do win quite comprehensively because of how good we are at home. Regardless of how good away you are away, if you look at us at home so far this season, we've been near enough unstoppable.
Yeah. Bailey, question for you. You have a vendetta against Luton or not?
No, but I'm just saying they're going to be down by Christmas, and I don't care what any Luton fan come to me and have a go. I'm saying they'll be down by Christmas.
No, Bailey, come on. That we all know that is mathematically impossible. I think, let's say, for example, that by Christmas about half the fixtures are played. A team can technically lose all of their games before Christmas, but they could win a lot more and go on a run and end up with a bare minimum of about 40 at least, and end up staying up. So no team can be relegated by Christmas. Let's knock this ridiculous chat on the head.
I think it'll be one team worse than Luton, actually. And I think that'll be Sheffield United.
Definitely, Tyler. I've already said, mate. Tyler, I've definitely said. At your place will be a lot tougher for us than what will be at our place. I think our place we do win by a bit of a lead, but it's like I just said, it won't be the easiest game in the world. End of the day, it's the Premier League, so no game's gonna be easy. But I do expect us to win at home.
Luton won Nick at 1-0. Bet you.
Nah, I don't. I think Villa should win.
I think we
Too much pressure at home for Luton could be a topic we continue, but I think it is. But yeah, of course.
One of Luton's best performances was the 3-4 against West Ham. West Ham, of course, are flying high this season, but Luton actually gave them a good run for their money. And I think if it weren't for a dreadful error from the goalkeeper, Kaminsky, who knows what could have happened. But Luton actually showed that they were more than capable of scrapping. I just think that they might need perhaps a little bit more quality themselves, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as Luton are clinical, they'll win games. For example, Tottenham, you should be drawing, getting at least a point. A large head of play is not magic anymore. Townsend, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, lots of comments attacking Bailey for that. We are 17th at the moment and we haven't been great.
Okay. Keep talking.
Yeah. Could see a 3-1 Villa, but it's just then a 3-1 game. Almost like just tight one, but Villa just scored 2 goals quickly. Something like that. That's about it. 4-3, yeah. 2-1, I think you mean. Money with the West Ham game.
Yes.
We couldn't hit Bondo. Would have drawn Spurs. Yeah. Drawn to Spurs. Yeah.
I mean, against Spurs, I'm only talking about the first half. I only did watch the first half. That first half against Spurs, Luton could have easily been 3-0 down. And that's no disrespect to Luton. It's just how the game probably should have gone.
Yeah, but if you watch the second half, it's a complete.
I didn't watch. I didn't see the second half because I was a Millwall away. But
yeah,
like I'm saying, from what I watched, you could like Luton. No disrespect, they probably in that first half they probably should have been more than 1-0 down. No, they weren't 1-0 down at half time, was they? They should have been losing at half time. Personally, but I'd like to say I didn't watch the second half, so I don't know how it panned out in the second half.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Hopefully he does. But yeah, you both have said you don't want defenders in January. Is there any attackers that you guys know of that's on the market you want, or midfielders even?
No names that strike me exactly to who we're not trying to get, but who we are. Could potentially be looking at, but one name I wouldn't mind just going in for is Calvin Phillips from Man City. I think Calvin Phillips would be a nice little pickup.
You're right, mate. You're right.
Mate, he's not as bad as what people say. Mate, like the thing is, like he does have quality. I mean, we did want him when he was at Leeds, and Villa fans were wired for it. Everyone's just been on the back of Calvin Phillips. He's gone to see. No, mate. We all wanted him when he was at Leeds.
Oh, Calvin Phillips.
Well, to be fair, Calvin Phillips and Kamara could be a lethal partnership.
No.
I
don't want him.
And it could help with the Conference League even.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I can't see happening. I mean, to be fair, I think where we get a CDM is if Douglas Luiz leaves. I think if anything, we need more of that somebody that can push more, because Tielemans is just becoming arrogant more and more by the day.
Tielemans is awful. Get him out.
And that, yeah. I don't think
Tielemans. I don't know what's going on with him. There's some problems.
You can have him at Chelsea if you want.
No, thank you. He's a rubbish player.
You want him at Arsenal, Manny?
here's the thing. If I had to choose between Tielemans and Maddison, I would have gone for Maddison because a lot of people have said that Tielemans was a bit of a lazy git. And I know that Hanno has a good reason to not like Tielemans because it was his goal that won the 2021 FA Cup against Chelsea. So, yeah, listen, that aside, I think Tielemans is a little bit of a lazy player, but if he does get into the groove, he can be pretty good. I do think Calvin Phillips is a good shout, and there has been talk about him, making a resolution to decide his future. It could very well be in January, but it'll definitely be at the end of the season because even with the injury, the unavailability of Rodri and the unavailability of other players in the midfield, he still hasn't been trusted by Pep Guardiola. I mean, I don't rate Southgate as a manager, so why he sees it fit to keep picking Phillips for the squad along with Henderson and others, I will have no idea. But Phillips has shown, at least for England, that he is he is still capable. So he wouldn't be a bad shout. And obviously, if Unai Emery can show him some belief and get him to get up to speed and sort of get his act together, he could very well be a good option. And I think both of you, Lewis and Bailey, will agree with me. Even if Arsenal offer you a blank check, Ollie Watkins should not be for sale. Arteta doesn't know how to handle his best strikers, and you ought not to let him have Watkins. He's everything that Eddie Nketiah wouldn't be, but we deserve Nketiah, quite frankly. And another player, someone else I think you might need to consider is the backup goalkeeper. Because Emi Martinez has now played every game in the Premiership, and he's also played in both the Europa League games. And then Olsen's first game this season in the league.
Olsen's, Olsen started the first one, I'm pretty sure. The first Conference League game.
No,
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure Martinez is injured against Warsaw.
Yeah.
I think it was.
No. If memory serves me right, Martinez played against Warsaw, but in the qualifiers against Hibernian, Olsen did play. That's what I remember. But in the League Cup against Everton, he wasn't quite at his best, and obviously he's not a player very well regarded by a number of Arsenal. What?
Yeah, Martinez played in
the Yeah, so Olsen isn't really a player who's regarded highly by many Villa fans, and it's disappointing for me because, I mean, he's Sweden's number one, so you think he'd be of decent quality. But he either hasn't been able to adapt well to what Emery wants, or maybe he just he seems to be a little bit like a rabbit in the headlights, as it were. So if you had the chance to go in for a good backup goalkeeper in January, would you take that chance, and who would you consider? Or would you be okay with Olsen staying put?
I got to keep a few guys. Yeah, but you will only be able to get him possibly to the end of next season. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Spain's probably fair choice. Keeper.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
As bad as Olsen is, Kepa's worse. And yet Ancelotti wanted him at Real Madrid. Go figure.
In all seriousness, yeah, we need a new backup keeper. Olsen's just mistake prone. He has no confidence whatsoever. Doesn't help the fact that Villa fans are on the back of him, don't get me wrong, but at this point, it's just getting a joke. The amount of mistakes he makes. He's bad with his feet. For me, just getting gone again, your backup keeper. Please. I saw enough. To be honest, I saw enough against Bloom Stevenage. That says enough for me.
Yeah, against Stevenage. Oh my god. So, don't be knocked back by that.
I got maybe Keller from Liverpool because he hasn't been in game time.
I like him.
Maybe he can go there.
I wouldn't mind Kelly's keeper, but I think our main concern right now is I do think we will stick with Olsen as the second choice keeper right now, but I think our main concerns right now is should we not have a good season, should we not win the Conference League, should we not finish in the top 6, 7, where the hell it's going to be in terms of Europe for next season. Should we not finish around that area or not win the Conference League, which I would like to think we do at least one of them things. it'll be keeping Martinez, and I think we don't keep Martinez last season. Never done it last season. Next season, obviously the main one's going to be the starting keeper, and before anybody else, absolutely not will I consider having Olsen as my first choice keeper next season.
Yeah. But maybe Keller can go to you if Martinez, who maybe leaves. I don't know what's his contract situation. But
Well, I think I'd keep Kelly as a second choice keeper. I don't think I've seen enough to warrant him a first choice keeper for Aston Villa.
I think you could. I think he could play some of the Conference League games. But it's a tough one because there isn't really many like good backup keepers out there that are willing to play. But I don't know any questions from the chat. If there is, then if there isn't, then we'll just end it. Yeah. So yeah, but predictions for now. What do you reckon? As of now, where do you reckon the guys will finish? Haley?
Oh, okay, me first. I'm gonna go 6.
6.
6 or 7, but I'm gonna go 6. I think we'll definitely get top 7, but knowing Villa, we'll go 5 games without a win and sack and that will be probably Villa. But yeah,
Don't say that because I don't fancy having somebody in who, because nobody knows. Because I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. It'll be a Villa thing to sack Unai Emery and get somebody like friggin' Sam Allardyce.
we'll probably get Gerrard back knowing us.
No. Don't even put that name to my face.
I'm gonna go 6.
I want to check if Allardyce actually managed Aston Villa because I don't know if he did. I know. Good. I know he was at West Ham, ironically enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, as far as I can remember, yeah, managers anyway.
Prediction? Where do you reckon?
Well, where do we finish?
Yeah. Past 8 games. Oh, seems like this split just quickly there. I'm going to put them 8th just because I don't think they do any business. I don't think you do any business in Jan, and I think that's going to hurt you.
You need to leave, man.
I just don't think you'll do any business in Jan.
No. We're finishing ahead of Chelsea and we get top 6.
Okay, calm down.
I don't care what people say. Chelsea are just awful. You're gonna get battered by Arsenal on the weekend. You're gonna come back to me when you beat Villa.
You shouldn't even want Arsenal to win because Arsenal are like a few points ahead of you. So
yeah,
you would want us to win.
Let's be real, we ain't in the title race, and I don't like Chelsea, so I'd rather Arsenal batter Chelsea.
Yeah, you don't like that. Nah, fair. Okay, 6th. The guitar to me on. Manny, where do you reckon?
I definitely would go so far to say top 6, maybe 6, but I also do believe that they will win the Conference League once they get, really adapted to the challenges of playing in some faraway places in Europe. It's not easy playing there at times, and even West Ham will tell you that. And I'm going to disagree with you, Hanno. I think they will be serious and try and get a few people in January. There will also be 1 or 2 outgoings as well. So, don't disrespect the Villa. Don't disrespect Emery. Emery is everything that Arteta will never be, and that is how I will rest my case. Did I mention that Martinez is? Did I mention that Martinez is better than Raya and Ramsdale put together?
Yeah. 6 for Villa, fair enough. But we'll end it here.
Get top 6, and we're going on a Europa League tour when we get knocked out in the groups next year.
But yeah, Bailey, where can people find you?
Yeah, of course. Find me Villa TV on YouTube. 456 subscribers. If you want to subscribe to me there. Follow me on Instagram, Tamworth_FC_222. Of course, it is my local team. Follow Tamworth away and home, and I follow Villa at home. Don't really go to any away games, but probably will soon. But yeah, up the Villa, going Sunday, versus West Ham, and up the Villa.
Up the Villa, says he. And then, of course, what's that? Manny, where can people find you?
Yeah, first of all, big up to Hannah. Thanks for inviting me on, despite not being an Aston Villa fan in that sense of the word. Big up to Lewis and Bailey who came on. I'm sorry Lewis had to drop out, but do follow him on social media and subscribe to his channel. And big up to Bailey as well. Hope to come back on his streams again very soon. Yeah, catch me over here at the Coach's Corner. Catch me as well on Del Boy Gunner TV, Oris Talks Football, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, Football United TV, AFC Talk Show TV, Eugene Spurs Asia TV, the Southern Gooner, and just a few other places on YouTube, which I can't really name at the moment, but always happy to come on YouTube and speak my mind, and do so in a little bit more of a respectful and more articulate manner rather than engaging in banter. And again, just a reminder, we've got to treat each other the way we would like to be treated. Otherwise, there's no point in having any kind of a discussion if we can't disagree without being disagreeable. So enjoy the rest of your week. International football is over for now, so it should be back to club football over the weekend. Also looking forward to the Cricket and Rugby World Cups, which are taking place. The Rugby World Cup is coming to its conclusion, and we will be doing some watch-alongs for that over here on the channel. Take care of yourselves, stay safe and stay happy, and don't do anything that the panel and I wouldn't do. But for now, as always, farewell to thee, and good night, and God bless to all of you. Cheers.
Cheers. And then as for my socials, Instagram _coach_corner, Twitter 107830030. Just search Coach Corner really. And then TikTok Coach Corner 1. Yeah, Fortnite to be fair. I haven't played it in a while. But yeah. As for content, tomorrow I will be recording Arsenal Chelsea preview with an Arsenal fan, and then tomorrow will also be Championship preview for the games this weekend, and then on Friday, of course, on Friday I will probably release the Arsenal video, depending on if I get to editing it. But yeah, tomorrow, Friday, Premier League, and then an hour before kickoff, New Zealand against Argentina. So that 7 p.m. UK time will be live from that, and we'll be giving analysis to that. Rugby World Cup semi-final, Argentina against New Zealand. Hopefully, Sunny and some of the race can join. Some of the crew can join us. So yeah, and that reminds me, I need to do that other thing. But yeah, be up yourself, Tyler. Also, and I do also want to. That's reminds me. I want to send you a message, Steven. So send you that. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, be up yourselves, everyone in the chat, and yeah, hopefully we will have 550 subscribers by the end of this month. 12 days to go. Yeah, 12 days. No, 13 days to go. But yeah, be up yourselves, people, and we'll see you all in a bit. Cheers.